Tonight, Harry Smith starts us off with the story of a boom town that bucks the national trend.
Western North Dakota, where the Big Sky Country really begins. A land of austere beauty, lush with amber waves of grain. And for the last few decades, a place of dwindling population and few opportunities. Until now. It's an oil boom, the likes of which have not been seen in the United States for nearly half a century. A boom so big, it's gushing jobs by the thousands.
At the heart of this boom is Williston, North Dakota. It's a confluence of trucks and noise and dust and bustle. It's a town racing to keep up with the influx of jobs and people.
The trucks rumble through like modern buffalo, a stampede that can't be stopped. Starting salary for truck drivers, $80,000 a year. You can make $15 an hour at Taco John's. In town or in the oil field, if you're willing to work, the money is here.
You know, there's opportunity here, and that's what we all need is an opportunity.
Longtime Mayor Ward Kozer says Williston's fast becoming host to job seekers from all 50 states. In just 5 years, its population has nearly doubled to 23,000.
We'd have 2,000 to 3,000 job openings here, and more come on the scene every day.
2,000 to 3,000?
2,000 to 3,000. A lot of jobs get filled every day, but it's like for every job you fill, another job and a half opens up.
Let's all do this together. 18 minus 8. Let's count backwards.
One of those jobs went to Grace Krugman from Colorado. Until August, Krugman was a laid-off school teacher looking for work for more than a year.
I didn't think I'd ever teach again.
When she applied for a job at the now exploding Williston school system, the school basically said, "When can you start?"
What was the feeling when they called up and they said, "Yes, we have a job for you"?
I was so excited. It was like, I don't know how to explain it. I felt like maybe I am worth something again.
Her husband Miles was employed back in Colorado, but his work was slowing down. When they got to North Dakota, the licensed electrician felt like he had won the lottery.
I called 4 companies and I received 4 offers inside of 2 hours.
This has got to be the only place in America that's like this.
Yeah, it just feels like a whole different part of the world. It's the only place in America can be like this right now.
If what Williston's got is jobs, what it doesn't have is housing.
So this is home sweet home?
This is home sweet home.
For now, the Krugmans are making do with a single bedroom in the basement belonging to the high school geometry teacher.
We're fortunate. We're very fortunate.
Oh, you feel lucky to have it?
Yes, we do. Yeah, it's nice that there's people living in their cars and there's campers in Walmart.
I keep my clean clothes that I wash over on this side, and these are my dirty clothes.
If John Steinbeck were alive, he would be writing about men like George Green, Phil Hazelberg, and Patrick Parker.
One of my goals is to make my daughters proud of me. I want to make them proud. Because I worked a good job for 10 years, and then for it to go away, it just, sorry, it just gets to me a little bit.
Patrick hitchhiked all the way from California. Phil got here in his beat-up van from Wisconsin, and George scraped up enough money to buy a bus ticket from Florida. At night, he sleeps in his friend's truck.
I always have my toothbrush, toothpaste, and razor that I shave and clean up at Walmart in the morning. And this is home.
Each man willing to cross the country to regain something he'd lost.
How soon do you need to get a job?
Tomorrow, I got $12 left.
In your pocket?
Yes, sir. No bank account.
Would it be too far-fetched to say that desperation brought you here?
This last couple of years, I've been laid off, and the unemployment exhausted on me. And I'm turning wrenches part-time for family and friends, and that's not cutting the bills. So, yeah, desperation.
Ditto. I mean, just want to have a decent life, that's all.
For those who've come to Williston with little cash and looking for a fresh start, they might be surprised to find out how much they have in common with the man who may be most responsible for this boom, Harold Hamm. Hamm is the son of sharecroppers. His company, Continental Resources, has more drilling rigs in operation than anyone else in the field, known as the Bakken Formation. Hamm is now a billionaire several times over.
Our company's calculation that we did last year for this Bakken field up here in both North Dakota and Montana was 24 billion barrels.
24 billion barrels.
24 billion.
Where does that fit in versus, say, the Gulf of Mexico or the North Slope of Alaska?
Well, Prudhoe Bay, you know, the numbers I've seen up there are 13 to 14 billion barrels. So this would be the largest field by far.
Is this as big as anything that's ever been found in North America?
It's bigger.
It's hard to comprehend just how big this oil field really is. Imagine an area the size of Massachusetts, Connecticut, and Rhode Island combined. And when all the drilling is done in a decade or two, there'll be as many as 50,000 wells out here just like these.
The oil has always been here. It's just been too hard to get out of the ground. Drilling techniques developed in the last few years changed that big time. 99.5% of all wells drilled in the Bakken last year produced oil. Oil here is just that abundant.
You know, 30,000 jobs up here have been created. 18,000 jobs we're estimating unfilled.
That's how many you think are unfilled right now?
Unfilled. I have one friend of mine up here that's looking for 500 truck drivers right now.
Help Wanted doesn't even begin to describe it. The Williston Hospital is undergoing a $25 million expansion with 60 job openings. Even the city is hiring, from clerks to cops. Then there's the housing boom.
Yeah, it's on 1.25 acres.
For our newlyweds, Grace and Miles Krugman, they just put money down on a modular home and hope to move in by Christmas.
Do you guys feel like pioneers a little bit?
A little bit. We're definitely in on the very beginning of this.
As for the men we met in the parking lot at Walmart, Phil found work as a mechanic, Patrick as a truck driver, and George a job as an entry-level pump operator in the oil fields. He'll be making 5 times as much money as he did back in Orlando.
If there was another guy named George, who is exactly the same situation you were in, what would you tell that George?
I'd tell him to step out in faith, and because it's here. This is opportunity in Williston, North Dakota.